you're commentating for CGS World Finals, are you?
Yes. I've been doing the North American Finals. I'm very happy that during the UK EU Finals that Red and I get to cast together. It's sort of like a throwback to the old days of when we used to cast before in ITG. And then we'll be doing the Pan Asia Finals and the World Finals, so looking forward to it.
So tomorrow we have Berlin Alliance versus Stockholm Magnetics. It's one of the games, and also the London versus Birmingham. Which one do you think will win the Birmingham and the London game? If you would give a guess.
I think, and I know that I might disappoint a few people here, but I think that match will be a little bit closer than the other match. I believe that the two teams are pretty even, and it's going to be one team to have like one big game, whether it be like a 6-1 in Forza or a 5-1 in DOA, that's going to ultimately decide it. So I think that that's a little bit tougher to come up with a winner.
But okay, so the Berlin Alliance versus Stockholm then. What do you think there? Obviously you think one will win.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not no favoritism here, but I think that Berlin is gonna come out of the gates in that one.
And why do you think that? Do you have a special?
Well, you know, Red Eye and I do a lot of like prep work before the matches, and you know, one of the things that we'll do is we'll just kind of like do an informal like, what do you think of this team versus this team, and kind of like set up a matchup. And I think that Berlin, you know, also has a decent amount of experience already, and that's going to come into play big as well.
Since they have just switched 2 players instead of like Stockholm 4 players?
Exactly. I think and you know, in North America, we've seen it go both ways. In some cases, it's been really big because with the change from PGR to Forza, anything can happen. Those races can be a little bit more random. So from that perspective, it's harder to judge. But you know, looking at it on paper, I think that Berlin's got that.
How's it going with the Epileptic Gaming thing? Are you still doing it?
Epileptic Gaming's on hold right now. You know, obviously we're busy here with the CGS, and as much as I miss doing it, I'm still playing the hell out of games. I've been playing Metal Gear Solid 4. I've been playing a ton of Quake Live, and you know, we got Soul Calibur 4 coming out soon. And
how is Quake Live?
I really like Quake Live, and I know I'm going to get crucified by a lot of hardcore Quake players because I understand that it's not the competitive Quake 3 that it once was. However, I feel like they're really making a grand effort to expose the game to the masses. And by doing so, they're going to make some changes that, like, as professional and old school players, we may not necessarily like, but I think that in the bigger picture, it's really smart thing to do because it can open it up to a much larger player base. So I've been testing out a lot with Quake Live. I've been very active in the forums, and you know, I want to help them make this into something that hopefully, like John Carmack said, millions of people will download. I think Quake's always been a fantastic game.
Kind of like Trackmania Nations, when they released
exactly. That? You know, and people on I won't name websites here, but I've already read some threads even this morning, so it's funny you mention it, that there's no way that Quake Live could achieve 1 million players, and someone came back and said, well, that's not true, look at what Trackmania, you know, Nations has done, and it's very true. I think that like browser games, although Trackmania is not a browser game, but I think browser-based games as well as free games are really like one of the strong directions of the future. I mean, you think about the possibility of how big an audience is, both from a competitive standpoint and just a casual standpoint. I think that's really cool. But Epileptic Gaming will be back.
Cool. You know what? We'll leave it at that. DJ Wheat.